As you may recall from my last vid, The Crow was an exceptionally good movie, and really an awesome one. Now, what about its sequel and the ones to follow? Well, you're about to find out right now. But will I be able to defend them? Well, maybe a bit. But for now, here's my review of the second installment of this franchise in The Crow Sea of Angels. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Noel, better known to as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 1996 superhero flick, The Crow Sea of Angels. Released by Miramax along with Dimension Films, directed by Tim Pope with story by David S. Goyer, who, of course, long before he started, well, writing for Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy, the Blade trilogy, and many other superhero-related things. It's a standalone sequel to 1994's The Crow, in addition to being the second installment. The film stars Vincent Perez, who takes the helm of the title character, along with Mia Kirshner, Richard Brooks, Iggy Pop, Thomas Jane, and Thuy Trang in one of her final roles. The film unfortunately got dissed by critics, though the film was released on August 30th, 1996. If you have not seen my review of the first film of the Crow series, check it out by clicking on that card. It'll take you to the review just in case you might have missed it or if you would like to see it again. Okay, on with the story. In LA, drug kingpin Judah Earl murders mechanic Ash Corvin and his 8-year-old son Danny after they witness a gang of Judah's henchmen murdering a fellow drug dealer, with his gang dumping Ash and Danny's bodies into the harbor. The now adult Sarah Moore works in a tattoo parlor by day and paints surreal images of death and resurrection in her apartment at night. She is haunted by disturbing dreams about Ash and Danny. After a day's work in the tattoo parlor, Sarah is visited in her apartment by a large crow as she contemplates a ring that Eric Draven gave her. Sarah follows the crow to the harbor at night on All Saints' Day and witnesses Ash's resurrection and frantic escape from his watery grave before taking him to her apartment. When Sarah tells Ash he is dead, he panics and runs screaming into the night, ending up at his own home where he relives the final moments of his life. Sarah arrives there to find Ash brooding, and she explains that the crow resurrected him so that he can exact revenge on the criminals who killed him and Danny. Guided by the crow, Ash starts killing Judah's henchmen one by one. Ash visits first the Spire Monkey in a drug warehouse and interrogates him as to who else was involved in the murders before killing him by blowing up the building. Another of Judah's lackeys, Nemo, is spending the night at a peeping booth. Ash appears in the booth and kills him, leaving a doll stuffed in his pants and a paper crow in his mouth. Judah has employed a blind prophetess named Sybil, who is able to ascertain Ash's link to Sarah and to the crow that is the source of his powers. Judah captures Sarah in order to draw Ash to him and steal his power. One of the murderers, Kali, goes to Sarah's apartment to draw Ash out. While battling her, Ash realizes that Kali is the one who killed Danny. Enraged, he throws her against a wall that breaks her leg and then out a window to her death, leaving a crow-shaped blood pattern. Ash then pursues Judah's right-hand man, Curve, in a motorcycle chase, and Ash shoots Curve's motorcycle, which blows up and throws Curve onto the road. Ash then drags Curve into a nearby river, leaving him to die as parishioners cast down flower petals in the shape of a crow. Now for the final act and the ending. As always, you know the procedure. You have 5 seconds to stop this video immediately. Go to the description box below and fast forward to the time below. As I count down now, if you have seen this movie, please continue. Okay, you've been warned. During the Day of the Dead festival, Judah captures the crow and impales its wings with knives before killing it. He then ingests the crow's blood, stealing Ash's power. Suddenly mortal, Ash nearly dies from the shock, but is revived after seeing a vision of Danny telling him to keep fighting. Ash attempts to rescue Sarah by seeking out Judah in his lair, an abandoned church. Judah overpowers the weakened Ash in the ensuing fight, tying a rope around him and savagely whipping him, intending to hang him. Sarah rushes up and stabs Judah in the forehead, causing Judah to drop Ash. Judah pulls out the knife and starts moving toward Ash. When Sarah intervenes, Judah stabs her in the stomach, and Ash gets up and impales Judah on a metal pipe, which fails to kill him. Ash calls upon a murder of crows that devour Judah. Sarah dies from her stab wound, a tableau reminiscent of a painting she completed earlier. Ash returns to death, knowing that he can rest in peace with Sarah and his son. End of story. So, what did I think of the Crow Sea of Angels? Well, I am going to say, while it got hated on, I felt like it was a pretty good sequel. I know this one's that Crow sequels can be hit or miss, but I feel like it was underrated and what have you. It still did pretty well. Well, but not well factually a little well, but not as much, not as good as its predecessor. Though it only made 25 million worldwide, but its budget, I don't have any idea. But its reviews were terrible. It sets at a mere 16% on Rotten Tomatoes, saying it's a sloppy pretender that captures neither the mood nor energy of the original. Well, factually true and what have you, but I still feel like it had good action though. Entertainment Weekly gave it a D, as Owen Gleiberman said, even for teens hooked on the grand, grandiloquence of death metal masochism, the movie may seem closer to an endless Sunday in church. Joe Lightman of Variety called it stylingly awful. Well, I disagree. I am going to say that I can defend this film a little bit because it had some pretty good action-packed moments. It almost kind of feels like it's like uh, a rehash of the first film, way, but not 110% though. I mean, it does have well, hard to explain to everyone. Sarah back in this, of course, she's now run up a little bit, but nevertheless, it still got to do well on physical media. It also had a soundtrack as well. While I'm not really sure how well it did, well in the charts it did go platinum though. It includes a cover of Gold Dust Woman, originally done by Fleetwood Mac, performed by Courtney Love and Hole, plus White Zombie, Korn, Deftones, and Iggy Pop, who of course actually appears in this film, by the way. Well, I will say David S. Goyer does a pretty good job with the story. Tim Pope does decent enough with the direction, but Graham Revell, however, is back on board to do the score for the film, and he does a good job. For the cast, we have Vincent Perez playing Ash Corbin, aka the titular character. Well, he's good and all. While I will say he's not quite close as good as Well, I think you get who I'm talking about. The late great Brandon Lee. Rest in peace. Still does a good job. Mia Kirshner takes on the role of Sarah this time, and well, she's not too bad. Richard Brooks plays Judah. Iggy Pop plays Curb, not bad. Thomas Jane, yes, Thomas Jane before he even became a big name. I know he appeared. I know after this he appeared in Face Off and Boogie Nights, and then later The Thin Red Line, Magnolia, Deep Blue Sea, 61, and of course The Punisher played Nemo. Vincent Castellanos plays Spider Monkey, and playing Callie is the late great Thuy Trang, who that name might sound familiar. That was Trini, the original Yellow Power Ranger. Yes. Plus, there's also Beverly Mitchell as Grace, Tracy Ellis as Sybil, and since I mentioned them making an appearance on the soundtrack, the Deftones have an appearance as themselves. Anyway, there was also a video game that came out for the PlayStation, Sega Saturn, and Microsoft Windows. It was to be released around the same time as the film, but unfortunately, it got released in early '97. And apparently, this game was a beat 'em up. Now, I've never really taken the time to watch this, but I've seen some reviews aren't very pleasant, what have you. But I'll look into gameplay of it, but I'm not really sure how good it would be, though. So, while not quite close to as good as its predecessor, The Crow Sea of Angels still had some pretty good performances from its cast and what have you. The direction wasn't too bad. Story wasn't too bad. The score and music was good though. So the Crow Sea of Angels, it wasn't completely bad, completely. But what about the third film, The Crow's Salvation, which was released 4 years later? We'll find out about that when I review it tomorrow night. Anyway, would I recommend The Crow Sea of Angels? Well, I would only recommend this a one-time watch if you're a hardcore completionist. But if not, stick with the original. So if you like this, so that's it. What did you think of The Crow Sea of Angels? I'm getting ahead of myself. Anyway, tell me what you thought about the film in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel. Make it grow and make the views grow. Tell all your friends about my channel. Give them to know me. Maybe they'd like to be a part of my Big D Nation. Share my vids with your friends if you like. And next time I'll be bringing to you my Saturday morning TV log of Mission Magic. Looking forward to that. And then the Crow Salvation review will follow. So if you like this, consider checking out these videos. I'm decided that I'll do the thing David S. Goyer worked on years after this, the Dark Knight trilogy from Christopher Nolan. In the upper left-hand corner is my re-review of Batman Begins from 2005. Almost said the wrong title. Apologies. I'm getting ahead of myself. The upper right-hand corner is my re-review of The Dark Knight from 2008, and the bottom left-hand corner is my re-review of The Dark Knight Rises from 2012. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.